It was a sunny Sunday afternoon at a luxurious country club in California, and the swimming pool sparkled under the bright sunlight, reflecting shades of blue that seemed almost surreal. Around the pool, wealthy parents lounged in expensive clothes, laughing and chatting, while their children played joyfully in the water, their designer swimsuits and sunglasses gleaming in the sun. Mobile phones flashed as people captured every moment, completely absorbed in their own little worlds. Amid this cheerful chaos, in a quiet corner, stood 12-year-old Jacob Williams, a shy black boy whose mother worked as a cleaner at the club. Jacob did not know how to swim. He simply sat at the edge of the pool, watching the water ripple, fully aware that this place was not built for children like him. On the other side of the pool, 12-year-old Emily Carter dipped her toes in the water, her eyes scanning the lively scene. Emily, the daughter of a billionaire businessman, was different from most other rich children. She was gentle, compassionate, and observant. Over the years, she had often noticed how some people were ignored or overlooked simply because they did not belong to her world of wealth. And today, her gaze fell on Jacob. There was something in his quiet, fearful demeanor that tugged at her heart. She could see the mixture of caution and anxiety in his eyes, the kind only those who have always felt out of place carry. A group of wealthy boys noticed Jacob too. They swaggered over, laughing loudly, their brand-name clothes and sunglasses adding an air of arrogance. One of them sneered at Jacob's old phone, while others mimicked his voice and gestures, mocking him with cruel amusement. Jacob lowered his gaze, knowing that any response would only fuel their laughter. His stomach churned, and he tried to shrink back, wishing he could disappear. But one boy grabbed Jacob's phone from his hands and started swinging it over the pool, giggling as if it were a toy. Jacob panicked. The phone was his only connection to his mother, and he instinctively reached for it. In that instant, disaster struck. His foot slipped on the wet tiles, and he fell into the water with a loud splash. Time seemed to freeze. Jacob flailed, struggling silently beneath the surface. No cries escaped his lips, only fear and desperation filled his every movement. Around him, dozens of people watched, shocked yet paralyzed. Some took out their phones to record, others whispered, "Where's the lifeguard?" or "It's his own fault," but no one dared to step in. Emily saw everything. Her heart pounded as she witnessed Jacob's silent struggle, the raw terror in his eyes. Without a second thought, she stripped off her shoes and dove into the pool fully clothed. The cold water shocked her, but she ignored the shiver that ran through her body. She pushed through, determined to reach Jacob. Every second mattered. She grabbed him firmly, wrapping her arms around him with all her strength, and pulled him to the surface. Both of them broke through the water, gasping for air. Jacob coughed violently, sputtering, but he was alive. For a moment, the entire pool area fell silent. Then came a mix of astonishment and admiration. Some people clapped, others whispered in amazement, and a few stared wide-eyed at Emily, who had risked her own safety without hesitation. But the calm didn't last. The club security arrived quickly, and the manager stepped forward, tension replacing awe. The same boys who had mocked Jacob now accused Emily. They claimed she had pushed him into the pool, saying she had been standing too close, and their confident voices stirred doubt in the onlookers. The crowd that had remained silent now buzzed with gossip and speculation. Partial videos circulated, showing only fragments of the truth, and soon the police were called. Emily, shocked and frightened, repeatedly explained that she had saved Jacob. But few listened. Power and wealth carried weight, and Jacob's silence, combined with his vulnerable position, made it easy for people to believe the words of the influential children. Jacob sat shivering by the pool, unable to understand why the girl who had saved him was now being accused. Fear, confusion, and helplessness washed over him. Then, a surprising turn of events occurred. Jacob slowly stood up, his voice trembling but clear, and he told the truth. No one had pushed him. The boys had taken his phone, and in his panic, he had slipped and fallen into the pool. His words were simple but powerful, cutting through the web of lies. His mother, who had arrived in the chaos, could not hold back her tears, relief and pride mingling as she embraced her son. Security officers reviewed the surveillance footage again, this time carefully. The truth was undeniable. Emily had saved Jacob, and the boys' accusations were proven false. The police released her, and the guilty parties were separated, their dishonesty exposed. Yet the entire episode had a quiet lesson for everyone present. Wealth and influence could manipulate perceptions, but courage, compassion, and truth ultimately prevailed. Emily returned home that day, soaked to the skin, yet her heart was light and full of pride. She knew she had done the right thing, and that knowledge mattered more than anything else. Jacob, for the first time, felt truly seen, not as a poor boy, not as someone to be overlooked, but as an equal human being deserving of care and respect. The incident left a lasting impact on both of them. Emily had learned that humanity transcends social class and skin color, and Jacob had discovered the warmth of genuine kindness, untainted by prejudice. In the end, only one thing remained clear: truth, like water, always rises to the surface. It washes away falsehoods, exposing reality in its purest form. And sometimes, it takes a brave heart to ensure that truth is not drowned by fear, power, or indifference. Emily's selfless act that day was a reminder that courage and empathy are not bound by wealth, and that one small action can restore justice and faith in humanity in a world that often forgets to pause and care.